Hi everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Narcissu. I am, as always, your incredibly smart, handsome, talented, and amazing host for this wonderful game we're playing here. My name is DAVideo, and thank you all so very much for joining me. If you guys remember the last part, we ended up we were driving around and we're on our way to the Ouija Islands, and we are seeing if our good friend Setsumi wants to drive. We're going to find out right here in the next chapter called Echo. Here we go, guys. Around when the high-flying sun slowly started to drop into shadow, the Silver Coup speeding along the tollway. Before long, the Katsuragawa parking area, a short break, a change of pace. Want to stop at the next rest area, too? Huh? Oh, okay. What's wrong? I guess I'm a little worn out. I see. And that probably wasn't unreasonable. She'd been pretty energetic a while back, and that was taxing on patients as sick as we were. Then I'll go buy something for you. Okay. I'll be back in a sec. Thud. I rushed over to the snack stand and picked up a few things, no different from the standard convenience store fare. Here, a Pocari Sweat and a rice balls and potato chips. Pocari Sweat. What? That sounds disgusting. Oh, okay. Her response was the same as ever, but she didn't start eating at all. Under usual circumstances, she'd already have torn into the potato chips by now. Are you okay? ... Could it be that you're not feeling so well? ... It's just that I'm out of medication. I see. So she was out. I've been scared of that. Well, yep. When we'd escaped from the hospital, it was obvious it was going to happen. To be clear, it wasn't as if we were intentionally leaving meds behind. But I hadn't even thought about it up until now. I hadn't even had the senses to think about it. When did you run out? Yesterday night. So you'll have been off them for 24 hours pretty soon. The doctors had told me that I could go on without my meds for 2 days or so. Maybe she was the same way. Maybe not. When I thought about it, it had been 8 days already since we'd left the hospital. And given the amount of meds I'd brought with me, I could see the end of the line coming into view. Just what was I supposed to do? Hey. I don't want to be on 7th floor. Yeah, I know you don't want to be at home either. Yeah. The Silver Coup in motion once again. Eventually, I got off the tollway at the next exit. I didn't know how that was going to change things, but it wasn't as if staying on the tollway was going to help. I headed into an urban area from the Wan tollway exit, and I looked for a pharmacy attached to a large hospital, not to a small private clinic. Probably it would have been best just to go to the hospital. And for any normal patient, that would have been obvious. But we were inhabitants of 7th floor. The ID bracelets around our wrists were white, not blue. And we were escapees from 7th floor at that. I circled around the neighborhood as I held those thoughts in my mind. Probably would be able to find what we needed at a pharmacy near a large hospital. I found it. A university hospital in a major intersection, and a couple of pharmacies clustered next to it. I figured that this was as good as it got, and stopped the car in a vacant lot. Hey, give me your medication bag. Oh, okay. She handed the bag over to me with a curious look on her face. I looked into that bag and took out the medication list therein. This was just what I needed. Alright, I'll be right back. Leaving her in the car, I ran toward the nearby pharmacy. Rustle. The automatic doors slid open and I walked in. I headed directly for the counter. Pharmacist. Welcome! A middle-aged man came to the counter to greet me. Probably a pharmacist, given his white coat. Could I have these drugs, please? Pharmacist. Yes, of course! Just one moment! With the medication list that I had given him, he retreated into the interior of the pharmacy. Probably this was a pharmacy affiliated with the hospital, not just your standard mom-and-pop outfit. I got my meds dispensed from places just like this back when I was attending outpatient clinics. After all, it was right next to the hospital, so this place should have the meds we needed. Thank you for waiting! Here we are! The pharmacist had come back after a short time. He was holding 2 plastic bags, each of them full of medication bottles. With that amount, we'd be fine for now. That would probably last her for a week or so. And when I took out my wallet from my pocket... Oh, may I see your prescription, please? Prescription? Yes, as these are prescription meds. ... Your doctor did give you one, yes? I'd forgotten about this. These were no ordinary medications, so I couldn't just waltz in and buy them. Is something the matter? Oh, well... As I stammered and stuttered, the pharmacist looked on with suspicion. Wait, that's... And then he noticed the white ID bracelet on my wrist. The letters inscribed on it. My name, my blood type, and the name of the hospital. Whip! Oh! The meds that he'd left on the counter, I swiped them up all at once. Hey! Stop right there! He shouted at me from across the counter. But that was to my back. I'd already started sprinting. Only 5 meters to the door. My legs were weak, I was wobbly, but I kept running nonetheless. And when I was about to sprint out the slowly opening door of the pharmacy, just then... Crash! Ow! Damn! My senses whited out for a second. I hit my head on the edge of the automatic door so hard that apparently the glass of the door had shattered. Ow. Dizzy, almost syncopal, I forced open the half-closed door with my hands. And then I broke off into a dead sprint. I did not once let these meds go. Whew. I was so out of breath that I felt like fainting. Only a few more meters to the car, but it felt much longer. Nobody was giving chase to me, it seemed, but I didn't have the time to be looking behind me anyway. Because if I got caught, then what would happen to her? Would she wait for my return forever alone in that car? I ran for dear life with those feelings at heart. Staggering, short of breath, saddened that this was all the strength I had. Thud. I collapsed in the driver's seat and floored the pedals. I was forced to realize that I was even weaker than I was at the pachinko parlor. And when I checked myself in the rearview mirror, there was blood on my forehead, maybe from a glass shard. Well, hopefully the bleeding would stop soon enough. I applied pressure with a tissue as I drove. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. But you're bleeding. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. I waved my hand to tell her not to worry as she looked at me with concern. And then I handed over the meds. that I had tightly clutched in my left hand. Here, take your meds. Oh, okay. For now, we would be fine. Those meds would last for maybe a week. But what were we going to do when that ran out? I'd managed to get by pretty well today, but it was obvious that I was losing strength daily. We originally had no plan or destination, and you could not feel any fear of losing something you did not already have. But things were a little different now. A purpose had been born, and so a fear of losing that purpose had also been born. January 29th, whatever that said. A painfully clear day, the empty expanses of the higher heavens of winter above us. Back on the Expressway, by now we had passed from the Suita Junction onto the Hiroshima Road. Where are we going next? From the Kobe Junction? Got it, to the Sanyo Expressway. Yeah! The Silver Coup, moving according to her navigation. By now, on the roadside distance indicators, every so often the words Ouija Island were appearing. You can make it! We had already come 900 kilometers since we escaped from 7th floor that day. I have no clue how far that is in miles, guys. I'm gonna guess 12 miles. I never had believed that we would have made it, but our final destination was not far from us now, and so soon we could see a large bridge ahead of us. So, is that the Akashi Kayaku Bridge? Pretty incredible, huh? Yeah. It was hard to suppress a triumphant feeling, as if we could drive across the ocean on its expanse. After we'd driven along for a while, there were people stopped at the roadside here and there en route to the bridge. Probably tourists or something, seeing as they were taking pictures and stuff. And, just like those people, I stopped the car on the shoulder of the road. It's forbidden to stop here. It was just for a little while, it'll be okay. And as far as the eye could see, there were other cars that had done the same thing. Hey, come on. Let's go get some fresh air. Dot 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 dot. It's probably an awesome view. Very well. She was still a little reluctant, but she got out of the car with me anyway. Whoosh! In the midst of the strong, cold winds atop the bridge. This is colder than I thought it would be. Yeah. It was all too much for us, since we'd never really gotten out of the car. And, in stark contrast to us, there were two people who seemed to be a couple not far from us. Looked like they were taking souvenir photos. Their happy voices carried all the way over to us. And, when I looked around those two, I saw lots of families and tourist groups taking photos too. Souvenir photos, huh? Fair enough. When am I supposed to take them at places like this? Come to think of it, is something the matter? Yeah, wait for a sec. Oh, okay. There was a camera in her somewhere. When I'd inspected the car interior the first time around, I saw a cheap disposable camera somewhere. I remembered. It still had a few shots left in it. If memory served, having found the camera, I checked the film indicator. Oh, good. Still 2 shots left. Sorry for the wait. Come on, I'll take a picture of you. What? A photo. A photo. Might as well, you know? No. Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Strike a pose or something. YOLO. I held up the camera toward her as I said this. Dot 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 dot. Come on. Look a little happy, won't you? Dot 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 dot. But, as if she were embarrassed, even when she turned to me, she had a little sour look on her face, and nothing more. But it could well have been that, even if she looked this way, she was trying her best to smile for me right now. With this at heart, I was about to take a picture of her, when... Excuse me, could we ask you to take a picture? Oh, yeah, of course, I guess. Two people who looked like a couple, coming toward us, holding a camera. Then I'll take the picture now. Please do! They stood close to each other, happily, and flashed brilliant smiles. I centered those two in the viewfinder and snapped a photo. Click! Thank you very much. I forgot his voice. And now, we'll take a picture of you two. Oh, no, You're using this camera, right? Before I could answer, he'd taken my camera. No, it was more like he'd plucked it out of my hands. Probably wanted to get it over with as soon as possible, which is why he took the camera and ignored our hesitation. Alright, you two get closer. At those words, I stepped a little closer to her body. And with her usual lack of expression, she helplessly stepped a little closer to me. Shouldn't you be posing a bit more? This meddlesome boyfriend character and his crazy demands. What? His girlfriend standing to the side, looking a little apologetic. And telling myself that I had no other choice. I slowly put my arm around her shoulder. Oh! The first time I'd ever touched her. The feeling of her childlike clothing and her waist-length hair under my hand. Dot 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 dot. I couldn't see her face now that I was looking straight at the camera. But maybe, just maybe, she was gracing me with that never-before-seen, shy, bashful, slightly sour look. Okay, I'm taking the picture now. Click. Their business over, the couple started heading back to their car. And we were doing the same thing. My girlfriend, huh? Pretty bad misunderstanding, huh? Dot 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 dot. Or could it be that we look that way to others? Probably that one. That would be my guess, guys. My words spoken lightly and in jest. And enjoying myself for some reason, I kept speaking to her in that tone. What do you... Sasumi, what do you think? Dot dot dot. What's with that? You're younger than me. And with those words, as usual, she turned back to look at the window. Aw, come on, Satsumi, that's not nice. Turned down for what? And just as usual, I couldn't see what kind of facial expression she was wearing. But I could tell that she wasn't looking far into the distance. She was turning away because I was making her bashful. January 29th, Sumoto something or the other. The spacious sky above our heads, spreading out into the distance with wintry clarity. Arrival at the Sumoto interchange, not far from that bridge, exiting off the expressway back onto the normal highways. So, we finally made it. Yeah. The odometer indicated that we'd come over 900 kilometers ever since that day we'd escaped from 7th floor. We'd arrived at last at a destination that we hadn't even cared about on the onset. Then, where do we go from here? South. South. Got it. I took the route as per her instructions, but in truth, even I knew where to go at this point. I could see the sign of the Tourist Information Center from here. But, without a second thought, I obeyed her navigational instructions. That was the way it had to be, and it could not be any other way. How was it that I came to think that way? But alright, guys. That did it for Chapter 6 Echo. And, I think that somebody likes somebody else. Ooh. We'll see what happens from here on. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for watching. This is DAVideo, and I am signing on out of here. Bye, guys.
Hi there. My name is DAVideo. I wonder what's on YouTube. Whatever happened to Donkey Kong? Where are the turtles? It's Sunday, Sunday, gotta get down on Sunday. I see everything. Hey, it's me. I'm this pretty little girl with blonde braids.
I'm a handsome fella.
Say hello, there I go.
You know, guys, I really hope that the choir here is like, you know, the really fun high school choir where people would hang out and sing songs instead of doing math work. But I have a feeling that in this place, the choir is going to suck.
And that's not even to mention how smart I am. See, I have glasses, and I love the Cardinals. And so that makes me a genius, like, obviously. Me. Look out, guys! You are the best. Thank you all so much for all your support and everything that you guys have done for me. I love each and every one of you. Alright, you guys take care. Goodbye, guys.